Hey everybody, it's Erin Makes with Card Making Wednesday. Today I'm going to show you 5 different cards all about bashing your paper stash. A lot of us have a ton of paper and I'm going to show you 5 different ways that you can use that up. So welcome to the show. So today we have a whole bunch of paper that is left over from a paper pack. And let me show you the paper pack real fast. So this paper pack right here is from a Dare to Be Artsy. And I've had this paper pack for a while. I think it's super cute. I'm kind of tired of all the Christmassy colors and stuff. So I'm really wanting to like get into fun, bright colors and just look how just yummy and pretty and gorgeous. And as you can tell, they're all scraps. So we're going to do a bunch of different cards and they're using supplies you probably already have in your house. So this is our first one that we're going to do. And what I did, and I'm just going to brief you, I already cut all the pieces, but briefly what I did is I took a paper strip. Let's say it's one like this, right? I took my paper trimmer and, well, I really can't use the end of that right now. I just need enough. Sorry about the dog. My dog apparently is having a conniption in the background, scratching himself. So I'm sorry about that if you're hearing some weird noises. And hello, everybody who's gotten on. Welcome, welcome. All right, so this is like pieces of paper left over. As long as the paper is long enough to go over the card this way, or you could even do the strips going this direction. There's really no wrong way to do it. I just cut them at random. I did them straight cuts and I just cut. Now, the beautiful thing about having a double-sided paper is I could use either side. It does not matter which one I want to use. So I've already cut. I'm going to add this to my pile, put my paper trimmer away. And I have pre-cut a sheet of white paper. Hello, Wanda, Crystal, Danielle, and Rita. Hello, hello. So I have I've pre-cut a sheet of white paper, and this one measures to be smaller than my mat. So just to kind of give you a heads up. So this actually is 3 3/4 by 5. The mat is 4 by 5 1/4 because the main part of my card, because these are A2 size cards, is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So just to kind of give you an idea, that's the way all of our cards are going to be built today. They all have a mat that fits this particular set. So this is great for like scrap busting and like mass production. And if you haven't joined my card swap, these are great tips for using for card swap. So lots of fun ideas for these cards. So I'm just going to take my paper trimmer and I have all of my little pieces here. And I'm going to decide, okay, which one's going to be my bottom piece. And I'm going to do the darkest one at the bottom to really give a nice separation. And I always tend to do the diagonal going from top to bottom. If you want to go that way, you want to have it so that the stripes are going this way. Maybe let's switch it around. In this card, I had it because it was diagonal. So let's make this a horizontal card. No wrong way that you can do this card. So let's go horizontal with it. So I'm going to take my first strip. I'm totally off camera. And I'm just going to add some adhesive. Make sure I go all the way down. If I'm a little over on the adhesive, no big deal. I do tend to go lower on the right and higher on the left, but it would work either way. It doesn't matter. All right, I'm going to take my next strip. As long as it's long enough, and there's no wrong or right to the thickness of the strips, so you can have as many, as thick or as thin as you want. And solid paper, as long as they all kind of have same color tones, you're good to go. Let's do, this one looks fun, these banners. Banners look cute. Yeah, I thought I had something sticky on the back. What I don't want to do, and this is just me, is see how these are so similar because there's so much white. I wouldn't put those next to each other just because they're too similar, right? They're just too much. Go to the next one. And then last one. Ooh, let's do this lime green one. Look at that. But when I cut, so this, just showing you, this, at the bottom of most paper packs, they have these strips right here. These are awesome strips to use on this particular kind of card. I mean, it's fabulous. And there goes my light. That was really weird. Got real bright all of a sudden. And when I cut that off a long time ago, I made an oopsie and there's a little bit of an edge. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but there's a tiny bit of an edge to the edge of that paper. So I'm just going to do a little trimmy trim there to get rid of it because that little extra border is going to bug me. I just want the stripes. So pull this off, really get all the way over there. There we go. Sticky everywhere. If you don't like the sticky, put a mat down that you don't want to get messy. Oh no, did you guys see my boo-boo? Okay, if this bugs you, I just made, I don't know if you guys can see that little oops on the paper, then don't use it. You got lots of strips. It's not bothering me, but some people are like, no, that's too much. Put a little something there, whatever works for you. It's up to you, however floats your boat. And then I'm going to put one last, because I've got this little strip here. And yes, I know it's thick, but we're going to be trimming it off, so no big deal. And then lay it up. See how easy that is? It's kind of fun having the two pattern papers. Now you have an option. You can take your scissors and you can cut, and you can go through and just follow the lines like that. Or you can go through and get rid of all this stuff, and you can pull out your paper trimmer and you can trim along the edge. So just make sure that your paper trimmer is lined up exactly where you want to go, and it's no big deal. You can just cut right through. And then we have one final trim here, and just line that up. This is why I like having a guide wire on mine. It's really bright today. Sorry, I got to fix my ISO on my camera because it's really stinkingly bright. You guys can't see the details I'm doing, but at least it's not dark. And then there is my card base. It's like I made my own pattern paper, right? All right, let's put that over here. Then it's just a matter of putting a stamp down. So I found this really cute stamp, and it's the same stamp I used for this one. And I found a long stamp that would look cute. It says, "You're the cherry on top," because it's all like ice cream based. So I have that in my Misty, and I have another card set up. So I'm using both ends of my Misty. So if you're doing a mass production of cards, a couple of different types, this is a great way to do that. So I'm going to take the same stamp, since I realigned it to go the other direction. I'm going to do this right in the middle. It says, "You're the cherry on top." And so I love that you can redesign stamps. So like have them go in different directions. Line this up right here. I love this thing. If you guys have never seen this, this is from Make It by Marco. It's you put glue in it, but I use it as my little Chucky. So it's pretty awesome in that respect. Open this up. So I hope everybody had a wonderful, wonderful holiday. Anything fun happening with people? Hello, everybody who's gotten on. We got somebody from the Netherlands. Oh, I love it. My grandmother is from Tilburg. She's no longer with us, but she grew up in Tilburg, and I visited her hometown once. She wasn't with us, but her sister was there, so I got to visit her. So it's my great, I don't know what would a sister, in what relation? I always stuck at this. So it's my grandmother, but it's my grandmother's sister. How is that? It's not my, what is that? That's not like a great aunt, because she's not my aunt. Like what is that relation? Is that like a grandmother once removed? I don't know. If you know the answer, let me know. All right. So here we have cherry on top. Look, it's super cute. Now we are going to move this over. And we're just going to build it onto our mat. So simple, simple. And I already pre-cut all this stuff, but it makes doing mass cards super, super easy when you have everything kind of pre-cut. So if I have all my white mats, all my colored mats, I can pick and choose and go, which one do I want for this card? Especially if all the colors go together. So here, but it's her sister. It's not my grandmother. It's my grandmother's sister. So it's not my great grandma, because they're the same generation. I don't know, whatever. I still get confused over that. And I got muck on my table. So here is two versions of the same card. Super cute. It's just using paper strips. As long as the strip is long enough to go across the mat, then this is a great way to use up all those fun little strips. See, great aunt? I don't know, whatever. Now we're off on a tangent about what that is. So this is the first card using paper strips, and then a fun little sentiment at the bottom. You can either do it horizontal or vertical. All right, next card. And just as a heads up, the stamp I am using is called Turtly Awesome. It's one from Dare to Be Artsy, and it goes with the paper pack that we're using. It's called Ice Cream Social. I forgot to link this particular paper pack before we started in the stamp, but I will do it after. But, you know, Xyron, and it's just, but any paper scraps you guys have, as long as they're kind of like color coded, if you've got an old pack of paper, all these cards are going to work. So let's go to the next one. All right, the next one is circles. Look at all these little fun circles. All right, so I pulled out a punch. We're doing 2 punches today. So this is the card we're going to make. Look at this guy right here. Let me put it over here. And look how adorable this is. So all I did is I went ahead and I took a strip of paper, which is this strip right here, and we're going to build it up. And this is actually a little bit longer, so we're going to trim it to be shorter. See, here's that mat again, and on my A2 size card. So this is the basic design of the card. Pretty straightforward and simple so far, right? All right. Then I took my punch and I just went through and I punched. I have lots of little pieces of bits left over, and you can just go in and punch. And some of the cutie papers I have from this collection, so I have all my little scraps over here. Look at the cutie little raccoons with the ice cream. So when I punched some of these, I made sure that I got their cutie little faces in there. So I got to find one here. Let's go over here. So like I would come in and I would punch and I'd make sure I get their face. Like those aren't quite off, but I would trim off. As you can see, I kind of went in and got some already. Oops, you're kind of off camera. So I already went in and got some, but that's what I did. I just found like cutie papers. So now we're going to build. So here's all my scraps, and it's totally fine that pieces are cut off because look, you're going to be trimming some of these off anyway. So don't worry about it. So now I have all my pieces. Double-sided paper rocks because you can pick and choose which side you want. It's okay. You have replicas. Look at the cutie one right there. And then I also have, oh, like here's a turtle that was on one of the paper packs. So I'm going to leave the turtle and the raccoon, and you can see they were in here as well. And for this card, we're going to do it again. We're going to go horizontal. So it doesn't matter which direction. I went vertical here. This time we're going horizontal. So I'm going to build this sideways. Paper trimmer. I'm just going to start with a bunch of adhesive all over the back of this and start building. And the ones that I have that's cut off, like here, I'm just going to line them up. No, I'm going to go this way with it. Line them up like that. You can always come in and add more paper and more adhesive. So just start building. There we go. A little ice cream guy right here. And then here is going to be my turtle. And I feel like I need to add a little adhesive right there, just so the turtle doesn't fall off. Actually, I want to build one right there. So the turtle is going to fit here, but I want to put another circle underneath. So let's build a circle here. So he's really on top. There we go. Now a little adhesive there. Build my little turtle dude. I don't know why I'm calling him a dude. It could be a girl. They're not like they're one or the other, you know. And then I think I'm going to have my raccoon go here. So I need another pattern paper. So I'll do the waffle one. It looks like a waffle cone. I love that. And then my raccoon's going to go right here. A little adhesive through there. But I also want to build underneath. So let's do, well, we can do ice cream truck. There we go. Raccoon. So did anybody go anywhere fun this holiday? And then we're going to put the ice cream here. I'm going to tuck it in under the turtle. And I need one more. I need one more punch. Okay, which one? Ooh, I don't have any of this. Yeah, I hate sacrificing these pages. I love these pages. There's certain papers I'm like, meh, no big deal. I'll cut through that. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's do this guy. So here, I already punched a bunch of those. We'll add one more stripe. And I don't even need a big one. Look, I just need a tiny. So I'm going to come in here and just get right there. So simple, simple. I love punches, but if you don't have a punch, then, you know, die cuts work just fine, circle die cuts. And let's just shove that little guy in there. And there you go. So now it looks like we have this giant bubble mess. Get out your scissors again or your paper trimmer. I like to do this first. Personally, I like to take my scissors, nice, good pair of straight scissors, and run along that edge. Then I'm going to pull my paper trimmer out right here. And we are going to then finish it and run along the edge. Now, this is a little bit too long for my card. So just to show you all these little bits, it's a little too long. If you guys can see, I went overboard. So I'm going to trim this now so that it fits to the size, which is actually 5 1/4. So I'm going to trim this to be 5 1/4 right now. So I'm going to go ahead and take that little bit off. There we go. It's no big deal. See, that little extra didn't really be needed, but now I don't have a blank white space. I like the thickness. This particular sheet is 2 inches. You could do 2.5 inches. You could do 1 inch, 1.5, whatever size strip you want to have here. You totally could do that. You love my tape runner. I do too. It's awesome. So this one is from Xyron. This was a Teresa Collins. And I have multicolors. So there's a red one here, but I want to get, like, I'm tired of looking at red. We were driving around going to do some errands yesterday, and we made a comment. My mother made this comment in the car. She's like, before Christmas, I love all this stuff on the lawns and like all the Christmas decorations, and same thing before Halloween before. But as soon as that holiday is over and it's like past Christmas, past Halloween, you see lawns that haven't put their stuff away, and it just looks kind of like, okay, I'm tired of seeing it. I'm ready to move on to the next thing. You know, like it's time to, I don't know. Do you guys feel the same way? I'm not sure. So I kind of feel the same way about colors. And like, I know Valentine's, but I want to break for a while. So I'm going with white as a reprieve, kind of like a palette cleanser. I'm weird. I know. Anybody else is weird like me? Oh, it's too funny. All right. So now that I have my little piece, and look at all the fun pieces, you could also go through, and if you wanted to really make sure all of your little circles popped, here, let's get the crap out of the way. To make sure all these little circles popped, you could ink the edges if you wanted to. I'm making my table really yucky. It's up to you. So there's lots of ways to do that. If you want to leave it plain, it's kind of like making a Mod Podge of papers, but you can really kind of see, or just ink the ones that you want to have pop out. All things are possible. Run your tape runner. And then I'm going to line this right here. There we go. And then we're going to do a sentiment right along the bottom here. And you could go as far up. You could go way up high. You could go down low. Anywhere. I don't like to go right in the middle. Tends to look a little too perfect. And I'm not a fan of that. But you could really do whatever you want. All right. So let me find a new sentiment. We're going to use the other one. That's why I have that left that there. So we're not there yet. So on here, we're just going to do, ooh, what the shell. I like that. That sounds kind of fun. So we're going to stamp, what the shell. So pull this out, get this lined in here. If you guys have never played with a Misty, who here has a Misty? Just out of curiosity. Who plays their Misty? Who loves their Misty? Who thinks they're the greatest thing? Who's like, or stamp positioner in general, some sort of stamp positioner. Again, I don't like to go straight in the middle. If you notice, I like to kind of go off center. I think it balances the card a whole lot better. And I don't want to go all the way to the bottom. I want to hug the bottom of that trim. You could also, if you really wanted to, you could go in, and I didn't do this, but you could add another white mat behind that to really make it pop. Lots of options. So many, many ways to modify this card, but these are all just, oh, actually that stamped really well the first time. What the shell. Cute, 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 cute. One stamp set, guys. That's all we're using. One stamp set, and it's just a cute little sentiment and one paper pack with some pattern papers that go, or matching cardstock that goes with it. Getting lots of use out of one stamp set and one leftover bits of paper pack. So there they are. Look how cute they are. Make your own banner out of circles. You could do any shape you want. You can have a ton of fun. Really kind of play around with it. I chose to go with circle punch, but ton of fun. All right, now, so that's card number 2. 3 more to go, 3 more to go. Ta-da, we're gonna build this little guy. So as I told you, there's some cutie papers in this paper pack that have little faces. So I had to play with that. And the other one is the turtles. See, where is it? Here, there. Look at the cutie turtles on here. So I decided to pull out another punch of mine. So it happens to be a square punch. And again, if you don't have a square punch, you can always cut them with your paper trimmer. But I feel like the square punch is super easy. So then all you have to do is just go in and you find, and I notice how I always turn my punch upside down. And you find where you want to punch your little critter. And here, let's do this guy. There we go. Right there. See, like it's a perfect, this was built to cut this perfect little square. And then boom. Hexagons work, but look how adorable. It's like a perfect little, like, I don't know, what do they call it? Like a portrait of the guy, the girl, the dude, whatever. All right, make sure I have the right pieces. There we go. So again, this time I have a little bit of some different sizes. We have our mat, but instead of doing a solid cardstock, I decided to do one of the pattern papers. And this one had the turtles on the back side. So again, just flip it over, use the pretty sides. And I've already punched out my pieces. And then I also have, oh, I didn't even realize I did this. Oh, I'll tell you. Okay, I meant to put the peach with the peach and then the green with the green, and I mixed them, matched them, but actually it works just fine. So you want to do the same color for the top and the bottom, or you could do different colors like I did. Not intentional. That was not planned, but it worked. Funny things happen. All right. Build that right there. Pop this on. It's a mat. All my mats, unless I pretty much otherwise say, are going to be down by 1/4 of an inch. So for a 5.5 by 4 1/4, this is 5 1/4 by 4. So it's just down by 1/4 of an inch on both sides. This square I made to fit to go with the little squares that I cut out. So I cut a bunch of squares and I'm just deciding what I want to do. I think for this one, I only want to put 2 critters. So I'm going to put them catty corner and then have some fun with Let's do this. No, because there's too many splatters. Let's do waffle and sprinkles, because you know they're both eating an ice cream, so it's waffles and sprinkles, because that would be on there, something like that, right? All right. Oh, thank you, Debbie. Smash that like button. I feel weird saying that, but yeah, if you like hearts, all those fun stuff. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and build this on here. Just use your eyeballs. There's no right or wrong way, but I kind of go in and I place it and I make sure I have the same amount. Let me get this off here so you can see better. I make sure I have about the same amount of distance from this side to the top side and place it down. And literally when I built the square, I started with a 2.5. No, I started with a 4x4 and it was too big, too much space in between everything. I'm like, okay, let me trim it down to 3.25 by 3, no, 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. And it fit perfect. So just play with it. Absolutely play with it. There was no wrong way. And these little squares, you know, I never even measured them. Anybody else use it? These squares are 1 3/4. So just as a heads up. All right, now we're going to do, oh, I was going to do waffle. That's right. I know I'm covering up the cutie little raccoon, but I want to do the waffle. So it's basically creating a grid. Any fun, oh, I need to glue that down. Any fun papers that you would want to do with that would be totally cute. So there's my little grid. Easy, right? Simple, simple. Glue this down up here. And then I already went ahead and did the sentiment. And again, this is where I made the oops. I meant to put it like here. So it was like pink and pink or peach and peach. And then these would be the green, but it actually works flipping it around. So whatever. And I even put the adhesive on here by accident, but I've had it stuck to all the stuff. This is why I usually do my adhesive on a single sheet of paper, because I get all mucky on my desk. So I'll clean it before the next video. All right, so what I did is I just did another sentiment from here, and it says slow and steady wins the race unless you're eating ice cream, which totally fits with the theme because you're all eating ice cream and having a blast. So there we go. 2 more simple cards. Again, just squares. You can cut your squares, or if you happen to have them, pull out your old punches. Simple, simple. All right, that is card number 3. Card number 4 is going back to our paper strips, but instead we're going to create a grid-like system. Super simple again. Here we go. So we're going to pull out, I think, what do we like? Do we like that? We'll play. I've got different colors for mats. Let's play around with what color mat we like at the end. Again, I have my card, my white base, and this one is the 3 3/4 by 5, and I have a whole bunch of strips. So here's a whole bunch of strips that I have. See, we're just playing with bits and pieces left over from these. And then I am going to decide, I'm going to do, so this one I did, so the diagonal hits on the side. Maybe we'll go to the other side. I'll show you that. It's really simple. So paper trimmer. I'm going to get my table a lot more mucky. So if I wanted my point to be more onto this side, I made this strip longer. If I want my point to be more onto this side, and I'm going to stamp on the opposite direction, whichever side has more, then, yeah, here they go. Then I just make this the longer side, just like that. Now, all of these strips I cut are 1 inch. No, half an inch, sorry, half an inch. All right, so we're going to do another strip. Now, so there's the first one that goes down, right? So that's the longest one. Put adhesive on the next strip. And then the next strip, this is way too long, I should have trimmed it. It goes, make it a right angle, perpendicular, absolutely perpendicular. Line it up right there, and then stick that down. There it is. And then I go for the next strip, and I just got to make sure it's long enough. Every strip we do is going to get a little bit shorter. So there's the next one. When you have matching paper packs, it's great because it doesn't matter which paper you pull, except I try not to do, for instance, this one's got a lot of white in it. I wouldn't go in and add that one next because they're just too similar. I'd want to separate them out a little bit. So let's go with this guy. I think that one looks pretty. So we're going to put that one on here. Hello, we got lots of people on. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. I see Biddy Penny. We had a fun trip. So Biddy Penny and Debbie and I all got together. Debbie came in from out of town. Here, let's add that one. Looks pretty. And we got together. We had fun. There is a video coming. I haven't had a chance to edit and all that. I'm so behind on my videos. It's not even funny, but it's okay. I've got lots of content. Now, the other thing I would not want to do is put these two because they're a little too similar. I think I want to separate out the fun stripes. So let's do ice cream cones. We'll do ice cream cones. So I kind of separate out by colors, but we had a blast on that we went out to eat, really good Mexican food. What else do we do? We crafted. Biddy Penny got through and she made like a whole bunch of really cool, like she basically set up a whole crop for us. It was so much fun. So I have so many scraps of paper. Yes, this is the best way to scrap your bash your scrap. I can't even talk, guys. Come on. All right, so either I can do banners or I can do spring. Let's do banners. I like the banners. Do the banners. Look at that. There we go. And then I do like those sprinkles. So I'm going to do the other side and do the sprinkles. See, you guys see how I'm just building this up? It's absolutely perpendicular. I'm just making sure that between every one, I just eyeball it, that the spacing between each one is about the same. It looks really wonky right now. Now I can go in and add that stripe. Ah, paper sticking to me. And I don't need much, just a tiny, tiny bit. It's right there. And then when you get to the end, you can make your choice. Like that's like super itty bitty, tiny, 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 right? If you want to, and add just a tiny, tiny bit. And I'm going to trim this up because that's just annoying as I'll get out to have that long strip of paper. If you want to come in and add that right there, I mean, it's such a small little smidgen, your call. Absolutely your call. No big deal. All right, clean off all the stuff. And again, you have your choice. You can take your scissors. Now that I'm all stuck to my desk. Take your scissors and you can go along the edge here and then just do a trim. Or you can pull out your paper trimmer, whichever one you want to do. I'm just going to use the scissors for this. And I can clean my scissors easier. Well, they both clean nicely. But, you know, they're going to be a little sticky. So just make sure that you kind of wipe your scissors down, get the gunk off of them. Otherwise, they're going to start sticking together. So just a little bit of soap and water. Be careful. It's sharp. It's scissors. You know, kind of cut through some paper towels with some soap and water. It kind of cleans them off if you don't are not comfortable using your hands. Do not cut yourself, people. All right, so look at that. See? So now we went the other direction. You could even do this horizontal if you wanted. I like it vertical better, but there you go. Now, this is where having cut a whole bunch of back scrap paper, deciding which is your back mat. And then you can play with it. Go, okay, do I like it on green? Is that the color I'm going for? Maybe. Do I like it on peach? This one actually has a different color peach on the other side. Do I like it on the blue? I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys have a preference? I got to get the card. Clean up. You tell me. Do we want green, blue, or that peachy color? It's not really peach. What color is that? I don't know. Your Tim Holtz scissors get gunky. Yeah, so it's kind of a pain, but it does a really good job. Just get a paper towel, a little bit of water on it, a little bit of soap, and then you just take your scissors and kind of cut along the paper towel, and it kind of cleans it. And then you can do like a quick wipe because these ones are all mucky now because I got the adhesive on there. So coral, that's the word. Okay, now you guys are giving me different colors. Blue, peach, coral. Okay, peach coral seems to win, so we're going to go with that one. It doesn't matter. There's so many fun colors. You can play with that. And so here I did this kind of teal color. So let's do something a little different. And I think I'm going to do, I like the darker color on that. See, it doesn't matter what color I picked because everybody liked a different color. They all would work, right? So line that up on there. Now we are going to stamp. And so I just have a happy birthday, whatever stamp. This came on with the Mr. in the stamp set as well. The happy birthday came in there. I think I have this already lined up, but if not, we're going to redo it. So it's in here. Actually, I have it lined up for the wrong side. So since my point is coming here and it's getting to be lower at this side, I'm putting the stamp on the other side. So, and then hug the bottom. I could also stamp along here, but this one I want to give a separation. There's no wrong way, guys. Whatever you want to do. Girls, ladies, card makers. There we go. And then just ink it up. I'm just using plain black. If you would want to match the color and have fun playing with the colors, you're more than welcome to do so. Happy birthday. Actually, that turned out really well the first time. Ta-da. I had one. The one that said the ice cream slow and steady wins the race. I had to stamp that sucker like 4 times because it kept shifting, even though I lined it up just perfectly. I was doing something wrong. I don't know. But, oh. All right, so here we go. Lots of little papers. There we go. Cute, cute, cute. Look how adorable. So that's another really cute one. So just to rehash, and we have one more left just to show you guys in case you just joined in. So this was one of the card we just did. Lots of paper strips. This one right here was where we used squares. So lots of little squares on here to really kind of have some fun, and then just a sentiment at the bottom. So just playing with the squares and matting them. This one was using circles, and we did circles vertical and horizontal, and making our own little mat of paper here. And the other one is also doing strips, but these strips are all different sizes, and you can do it horizontal or vertical, and just going across the card and then leaving a space to put a stamp. All right, the last one is super, super simple. I don't know how about you guys, but I absolutely love when these papers come. They have all these really cute cutouts, right? And I feel like whoever has designed the paper has done an amazing, amazing job, that they've already done all the matting, they've done all the pieces, they've done everything for you. So if you're just wanting to make some really cute, fast cards and you have the pattern papers, let the hard work do for you. Cut it down to size. It's already like got a mat with the pattern paper, the colors are done, the pieces in it, the sentiment is on there. There's nothing wrong with taking that and just turning it into a card. So let's make a couple of really cute cards. Super simple. Mats are done. I don't feel like I'm cheating at all. I know some people are like, well, you didn't make the card. No, I feel like the company did such a great job of creating this beautiful pattern paper. So these are from Dare to Be Artsy, that why can't I showcase it and maybe put a special stamp or sentiment on the inside? So don't feel bad about using these awesome papers because they are so pretty. Like, showcase them, have some fun. So that's my last little tip. Have some fun. You could even do these little cards here and then build them up, but work smarter, not harder. Especially if you're like, I need a quick card. This is the quickest card you could get. Just cut and stick. I mean, can't go wrong. So there are 5 cards. Let me rehash them again. Using the pattern paper to your advantage. Here we have the card strips going in 2 different directions, but all the way across, and different thicknesses of cards. Here we have the circles. And again, you can go vertical or horizontal, sweet little stamp. And then just some pattern, like a solid paper to match what's there. Here we have our squares with a punch, or you can cut them out, and then a sentiment at the bottom that fits nicely. And then here we have the fun kind of pattern that you make. Start with one, you build it. If you missed it watching the video, check that out. And then a simple sentiment at the bottom. So much fun. I still have a ton of paper too, but with like 10 cards, 1 paper pack, 1 set of stamps. That's all we used, was 1 set of stamps. I will link the Dare to Be Artsy. This is the ice cream social, and it's called Turtly Awesome stamp set that goes with that. And then just, I pulled pattern paper. Actually, I'm sorry, I can't say the word today, solid cardstock that matched. But if you do not have colors that work, craft, black and white are your go-tos. They're super simple. And it is just a ton of fun. It's a great way to get a whole bunch of cards done. You could sit there and just kind of crank them out and use up all those pattern papers that you have, as long as they all kind of color coordinate. Double-sided papers are the best. And I'm just kind of watching what you guys are saying. Thank you guys so much for coming along. I keep telling myself the same thing, but it isn't working. Oh no. All right. Favorite quick and easy. Yes. Quick and easy cards are great. You can also add, oh, I love that. Just add a few shiny sequins. Yes. 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 I love the sentiment. Oh, that's not the one I wanted to pick. Sorry. Your comment is awesome too. Sorry. Cutouts are favorite, quick and easy. Add a few shiny sequins and done. I'm looking over here because I'm reading your comments, guys. So thank you so much. Oh, and yes, it was a beautiful having fun. Biddy Penny, when we went out and hung out. Really good food too. We went and ate lunch. Actually, it was dinner. So thank you guys so much for joining. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up button, the heart button. Every Wednesday, I'll be back live with more fun cards. Lots of fun cards coming this year. I've got some wonderful ideas, and hope you guys stay safe. So have a wonderful day. Bye, everybody.